Hello everybody, once again I'm back in the assembly room and I'm getting parts found and brought out, and I'm going to go over the piston rings later that I found and wanted to go over some of the labels throughout the years that John Deere used. Then I got my oil cans over here and a couple parts books, and of course my parts list that I need. I still need most of them. I've had one contact of a fellow that had a couple, but I need those big gears for one thing right away. Then I got a new sign to go above my tool cabinet, and this is my workbench, and I'm got most of the parts lined up for my rebuild of the clutch pulley, and I'm getting those all laid out, ready to go. And then here's the spline shaft with the sliding shifting gears that I'm getting ready to reassemble, and that'll be our next video, reassembling those shafts into the transmission case. Okay, so I went to a little town called Hooper, Nebraska, which is central eastern Nebraska, west of Omaha. Little town, but they have a wonderful machinist there that can rebuild my crankshaft back to standard so I can put on my new old stock bearings and shims and rods, so everything will be back to standard and like new again. That's going to probably be my only chance to put that back in shape, that good a shape, because I don't think I'm going to be able to find a new old stock crankshaft. And also they're going to work on my flywheel and fit it to the crankshaft too. I'm back from the machinist and back in the assembly room. I'm gathering some more parts, and I was checking out my collection of ring sets for this rebuild, and I thought I'd bring them out and show you all the different labels that they had over the years. And I'm sure there's somebody else that probably knows exactly what years these labels are, but I'm going to go through them and do try to describe them to the best of my ability. So this ring set here with that label in a black box is probably the oldest one. I would say it's probably 20s and 30s. And then I believe they maybe went to just the plain box with the green label. The label's pretty similar, but it's in a lighter box. I would say that's probably late 30s, 40s, in that era. And then this ring set here has the same genuine John Deere parts label on it that these do, but it's in a little bit different designed box, and I would say that's probably 50s. And then we move on to this one where they updated the logo. That's more of like I'm guessing late 50s, early 60s logo. And then we get to probably the era of the new generation tractors in the 60s with this logo. And then it jumps ahead a little bit. This box was made in 1988, so they just went to a plain brown box, but it still has the instruction in it on how to assemble them and all the rings and envelopes. And then moving on, this box is made in '93, and it has the barcode label on it. And this is probably what most of us are used to now, but still has the rings in the envelopes and still has the instruction sheet in it. And then I picked up some really old labels. There's some leather ones and tin ones. I would say probably the tin ones are older than the leather, but I'm not sure. But they went to a lot of care and expense to label each part, embossing each metal tag, or the leather tags embossed too. These would be attached to every part, every loose part, unless it was like a something that was in a box. So the piston rings, a lot of times in later years, why they put them individually wrapped in each envelope, and each ring is marked to go on a certain groove of the piston. So this is first groove, and you put the dot up, I think. So as they went through the years, they got more sophisticated and more technology in their ring sets, and so you got more things to look out for. In the old sets, they were all just stacked up and wrapped up in kind of a wax paper. So you get the whole ring set and it's wrapped up in one wax paper. Just wanted to show you the progress that's going on. I've dry fitted the reverse shaft in there right now. And so I need to acquire some set screws yet. I talked to a fellow that might have some new old stock ones. So I'm waiting to get a word back from him on those. And then I'm going to start reassembling. I'm still short. Nobody's contacted me about the low gear on the differential or the chain gear on the axle. If I don't hear back from anybody pretty soon, I'm going to have to start assembling that. The crankshaft probably won't be ready until the end of the year, so that's probably a no-go in the crankcase for quite a while. So, but everybody's going to be busy at holidays, so we'll pick it up back when I get my crankshaft. Once I get the transmission kind of put together, we'll start on the crankcase maybe after the first of the year and get that put together. Keep watching, and we'll see you down the road.